What's new, crew? If you're new, my name's Cassandra. Today I am sharing with you guys the start of our carnivore journey. When I told you that my husband and myself were going to start eating more carnivore based meals, maybe a little bit more carnivore inspired meals, you guys wanted to see a video. So that's what this is. We have some fun things like this you're seeing here with some kind of like a take on a chicken parmesan. Also, we have a lot more basic things that we were doing, like just a lot of steak, maybe some lamb, a whole lot of eggs. But the thing is, with this video, I'm showing you guys how we added in starches and vegetables and things like that for our 4 children who are eating, of course, and how we made one meal but just added in things for the kids to make it a little bit more well-rounded for them if they chose. A lot of times our kids just decided to eat whatever we were eating, so there weren't a lot of instances where I had to add in carbs or anything, but that's what we're going to do in this video. So come along and let's show you some meat. All right, for dinner I am pulling out this whole bag of chicken tenderloins. I decided I'm going to make a chicken parm out of these, regular chicken parm for the kids. I'm gonna do the whole bag, and then Joe and I will either use it for meal prep over the next couple of days, or whatever we don't eat I can put in the freezer. It'll all be cooked, ready to go, and then that way it's just like putting it in the oven and reheating essentially. So that's my plan for these. Regular chicken parm for the kids with breadcrumbs, but for Joe and I, we have actually had this on the storage shelf for about 1.5 years. It's Wisps cheese crumbs. They're Italian herb. Joe got this back when he was doing keto, and we just never ended up using it. So now's a good time to use up something off the shelf that we had for a long time. So that gives us the opportunity to use up something we've had on the shelf for a long time too, which is great. So this is what I'm gonna bread Joe and my chicken in. It's going to be delicious. And then for breakfast, my husband actually, luckily Joe is actually working pretty close to home today, which almost never happens. But he said something exploded in his lunchbox, and his lunch that he packed is everywhere inside it, which has actually never happened to him before. I don't know what happened. He must not have had the lid on his Tupperware on good enough. So I am going to cook him up this T-bone steak really quick, and then I'll cut it off the bone for him into bite-sized pieces. I'll bring him some hard-boiled eggs that are in the fridge, and this is what Joe and I are basically going to share this for breakfast. I'll cut it up, I'll have a little bit of it, bring the rest to Joe here in a little bit for his lunch break, and that's what we're going to have for breakfast. And usually a steak and eggs fills us up, and we're not really wanting to eat again until dinner time anyways. So this is breakfast, this and a couple hard-boiled eggs we have prepped in the fridge, and then I'll show you that chicken parm later in the day. I went ahead and got just a basic frying setup here. In one pan, I have some panko breadcrumbs and those cheese wisps. And in my other pan, of course, we're just cracking some of our farm fresh eggs. I ended up doing this entire bag of chicken tenders. I'm very happy that I did, because we indeed ate the whole bag. We had no leftovers, which is how you know it was a hit. Even for the kids, they absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. I 100% can see myself making this again. And the cool thing about this is normally when we eat like deep fried foods or things, it can hurt my stomach a little bit. And I did not have that on doing this, which was really cool. So I always thought it was the fried foods, but now I'm wondering if maybe it was just the carbs or something in the foods. But anyways, we fried that. Here we topped it with some mozzarella cheese. This is what it looked like before it went in the fryer. I shallow pan fried these and then baked them in the oven to finish them off with our cheese. And I made some really clean, few ingredient pasta for the kids and topped the kids with a little bit of our homegrown tomato sauce here. And that's how we did that for the kids. I'm in the middle of cooking. Totally forgot I'm supposed to be filming this today. So let me walk you through this really quick. In my pizza crust, it's 1.5 cups of shredded cheddar, 2 tablespoons of either butter or cream cheese, 1 egg, and 3/4 cup of panko breadcrumbs. Bake that in the oven for about 10 minutes, which is where we're at right now. Now, this is where we're gonna cheat a little bit. I will link this down below for you if you want. They have a carnivore sauce that you can make, but these are our garden tomatoes, and there's literally nothing in here but tomato. So we're gonna put a little bit of this on here. And then I have some pepperonis we're gonna put on top of this as well, with a little bit of shredded Parmesan and some shredded mozzarella. We're gonna put this back in the oven for a couple minutes, and this is going to be Joe and I's dinner tonight. I only made one, but I did double the recipe for this, so this is a double. Depending on how filling it is for us, I still have everything out. I can very easily whip up a second one of these if we really want another one, but we'll see how this goes. But so far, I think it's going okay. Got a little more mozzarella here. I think I'm gonna go pretty light on the mozzarella on top just because there's already so much cheese in here. And then we're just gonna put this back in the oven to bake for a while. Here is our pizza fresh out of the oven. It looks really good. I'm kind of nervous about how the crust is actually gonna hold together, so I'm letting it cool, then we'll try it. Dinner tonight is so incredibly simple. You're gonna hear kids having fun behind me, but I have 4 of these Italian like smoked sausages that I got from Walmart. They're stuffed with Parmesan, Italian, and mozzarella cheese. That's what it is. Delicious. I have 5 regular cheddar brats in there for the kids. Joe and I will have the smoked brats, and then Joe and I are also going to split the sirloin. I threw 1 really small onion in it from the garden just because I like that, and I think that's okay for me personally. And then for the kids, I grabbed a pint of sweet corn off of the shelf, and then they'll probably pair that with maybe a side salad out of the fridge or something. So that's gonna be dinner tonight. Super simple and super easy. Those kids are having a lot of fun behind me. This is when our meals started to get very simple, but it is so delicious. A lot of burger patties, a whole lot of fried eggs, a lot of baked fish that my husband catches himself. This is some perch, more fried eggs. We did a lot of, well, my husband did a lot of lamb chops, lamb loins. He really likes those. So a lot of days I would cook him up some lamb or some lamb steaks with some of our homegrown fresh eggs from either the ducks or the chickens. We're really loving duck eggs right now. They're just a little bit more fatty. They're bigger, a little bit more richer. We're absolutely loving those, especially if we're making things like deviled eggs or even just straight up hard-boiled eggs with a little bit of our Baja Gold sea salt on them. But this is what a lot of plates ended up looking like, just some sort of meat, a whole lot of fried eggs. We've also ventured off to doing some more fun things like these pulled pork tacos. I have a recipe video coming on this makeshift tortilla shell, this like flatbread type thing. Absolutely delicious. We love these. And of course, we're doing just a whole lot of steaks. We're also doing some of our homegrown onions in our steaks and in our burger patties because we're finding that adding a little bit of onion, fresh onion, adds a whole lot of flavor, a little bit of a texture change, which we are both highly craving, and it doesn't seem to hurt us in any way or affect our progress, which is really great. So here is just a quick look at a lot of our carnivore meals, how we're adding in things for the kids. I hope wherever you are, you're having a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys in another one.